Hello, let's have a look today at the two first races of America's Cup 34 in Frisco Bay against Emirates Team New Zealand and Oracle Team USA. 2-0 today for Team New Zealand, and the first one is wow, what a races, what a day. Exactly what we expected. Speed, contact, show, magic racing on the bay. 3 points I would like to talk to you about. First one is a match racing, second one is a speed, third one is a mistakes. Match racing, oh yes, we could have and we do have match racing with a multi-holes. Let's have a look here. First upwind leg, first regatta, with a Team New Zealand hooking and tacking on Oracle non-stop to Cobra, and a real match racing in the multi-holes. It was very nice to look at. And the second point about match racing is the maneuvers. If you want to be a good match racer, you need to good maneuvers. And I will not show you all the jibe that the two teams did today because they're all perfect. But let's have a look here at the tacking from Team New Zealand first race, upwind leg, coming in 24 knots, never going down less than a 17, and at mid-tack the jib is already full of wind. That's a perfect maneuver. Second point, speed. If you look at numbers, at hard numbers, Team New Zealand in average is 2 knots faster than Oracle, upwind, which is kind of a surprise, on a 1 knot in average faster downwind, which is not a surprise. But this is not the way to look at it. You have to look at the way those guys are sailing. And if you look at the virtual eye, you will see that Oracle is sailing upwind, always higher, a little slower, and downwind always slower, a little lower as well, which in average is very similar, exactly what said the two skippers after the race, but which allowed Oracle to do less maneuvers, for example, 2 jibe less than Team New Zealand first race. So we had 16 up to 20 knots, which is a little more than expected, a little better for Team New Zealand then, but for sure, very similar speed. We will have other tough races. Good. Third point is about mistakes. Nothing has changed the last 162 years. The team who will do less mistakes will win America's Cup 34th. Race first, 2 mistakes from Oracle. First one at the pre-start, when they have been, listen to me, 7 meters light regarding to Team New Zealand on the starting line. So this obliged them to luff hard, not to be overlapped at the mark. Actually, look at from the short images, very dangerous the way those guys are obliged to luff, very close to Team New Zealand, about to dig as well and stop. Very dangerous mark, this one. Second mistake, when they have been pushed on the left of the course by Team New Zealand, this is a strategic one. And only one mistake from Team New Zealand. Look at here, leeward mark, rounding the gate. Team New Zealand coming in on the right of the screen, and they're digging hard in the water, stopping the boat, which allows Oracle to go down, leeward, left, and obliged Team New Zealand to tack in slow tack. So 2 mistakes Oracle, 1 mistake Team New Zealand. A mistake is around 20 seconds, this is a price to pay. Okay, final timing is 25 seconds for Team New Zealand. Second race, let's have a look at the mistakes, the obvious one. Very first one is from Oracle again at the pre-start. They push hard inside, trying to lock Team New Zealand and penalize them. Look at the video here, how close they are, and I actually do believe that in case of contact, Oracle would have been penalized for not giving enough room for Team New Zealand to escape. So they end up close to head to win with the jib, backing the jib, both very slow and then very late at the reaching mark. Second mistake from Oracle, rounding the leeward mark again, and this one, them to dig hard in the water. Ooh, look at this one, stopping the boat and losing around 100 meters only on this one, and 0 mistake from Team New Zealand. Perfect one from the Kiwis, 20 plus 20, 40 seconds. So finish time for Team New Zealand is 50 seconds ahead, which is the price to pay. Conclusion is that I think that we saw on Oracle skipper Jamie Spithill not totally free, not totally 100% on the strategy and the speed because of the talking or looking too much as his young wing sail trimmer. And the more we will go in the event, the more James Spithill will be 100% on the strategy with John Kostecki. More involved in the strategy, this means more contact at the first reaching leg. Wow, we will have to wear helmets to look at the first mark overlap for the next races then. And seriously, one step back, let's have a look at the event. 9 races have to be won for the 2 guys. If actually Team New Zealand is leading 2-0, it's a very long event, a very tough one. A lot of things could happen, a lot of racers with hard contact to come, and this is good. This is what we look for. Have a good day and good luck.